Hey there.
Hello.
Hi. Goodness. Well, we've got 5 minutes. I thought it was going to keep everybody out until 5 minutes before, so I wasn't in a hurry. But we've got a whole crew here, so that's great. So we've got 5 minutes, so we need to just chit chat for 5 minutes.
Do you guys still have a lot of snow, Donna?
Yes. Yes. It has my piles have gone down, about half, but there's still my driveway's on the north, so it doesn't get a lot of sun, and I still have a lot of snowpack in my driveway. Hey there, Jana.
Hello.
So hi, Judy.
Hi.
Hi, Judy. Hi, Linda.
Hi.
Hi, Amy. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Stacy and Becky and everybody. Melanie, Jessica, Marilyn, Mary. I don't want to leave anybody out.
Hello.
Hi, Mary.
So
Hi, Mary. Hi, Becky. Hello.
Hello.
Um,
hello.
I heard that one of my kids told me that WIBW said that we're supposed to maybe have some black ice forming tonight.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
So if you're driving in the morning, Kansas friends, beware.
I have an 8:30 appointment. Oh, yay.
Oh, oh,
I should have gotten out yesterday when it was about, in the high 30s and shoveled my driveway, and I totally spaced it out. Forgot. Now we're gonna have in the 20s for the next week, and so
No, 2 days of 40s,
when?
Thursday and Friday.
Oh yay, I'll go shovel then.
You'll probably forget. I'll call and remind you.
Okay, do that. That'd be great. Okay, well, we have just such a good group. I just want to, you can keep your cameras off. That is perfectly fine. But on the points, you get 20 points if your camera is on. So you don't get to count your points unless you have your camera on. So if you're willing, we would love to see your pretty face. Okay, I'm watching the time.
Good to know.
Dawn,
6:50.
isn't that so good? Like be on the meeting with your camera on. How tricky is that?
Yeah. And we ought to talk a little bit about while we're killing time here, a little bit of about etiquette, Zoom etiquette. And this morning I was helping someone with Zoom. She'd never been on Zoom and she wanted to know how to do it. And I said, look at that little picture, because we were both on our phones. I said, look at that little picture up in the corner, because I would have been the big picture. I said, what do you see? And she goes, I see the corner of my ceiling. And I said, yes, that's what I'm seeing. And we don't want to see the corner of your ceiling. We want to see your face. So, if you're in a chair, everybody looks so good because they're all sitting up and they're, face forward. But I've been on Zooms, as I'm sure all of you have, where they're rocking in a chair, like this, or they're on a, treadmill. And that is so distracting at a business meeting. And this is basically what this is.
Or eating.
Or eating, yes.
Or if we can see up your nose.
True, true. The camera's down here.
Right? It's like down here on your lap.
Yeah. And the worst of all is down on your lap, looking up the nose, rocking in a chair.
Oh, I've had some interesting ones too, where you can see kind of from this angle down.
Oh,
And that's not appropriate either.
if you have a laptop or something and it's down here so that it's looking right here, you can get books and things and raise that so that you're looking straight into the camera. If you're going to do any virtual appointments, Zoom with one of your customers to help her with something, you don't want her, you want to look good in the camera, and there's just little tips and tricks that we kind of got used to when we started Zooming, about 4 years ago. Okay, let's look at it is straight up 7 o'clock. We have, let me see how many, 26 here already. That is so exciting.
No, you're not allowed in.
And, what we're going to do is,
Bring them
we'll
in.
just give a second here for people to jump on because some are, it was 7 o'clock and now it's 7, so they're coming on. And I'm going to give everybody a permission to have a drink if they want to have something because I am.
Cheers.
So this doesn't count as food. Okay. All righty. We're now
leave it.
to 32 and they're still popping on. So we'll give them a minute here as they keep coming.
Leave it alone.
Hey, Donna,
Yeah.
when everyone pops on, will you mute everyone out?
Yes. Oh, and I'm going to, yes. And I'm going to make some co-hosts so that you guys can do that if I forget to do that. Because
That
we
sounds
want
great.
everybody muted out as we start this. We chit chat as we come in, but when it's time to start, we're going to do some muting. Okay. All right. Oh, I have to answer a question here, so just give me a second here. This is my first time having to co-host and all that kind of stuff, so Jessica, I've got to find you. Here we go. I was just going down the list, making them co-host and didn't realize I had to say yes to it in another little window. Okay, I think I have people. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start because it is 7:02 and we have 34 here. I am just so dang excited about that. Well, welcome to Boss Babe 2025. My name is Donna Bay Scott. I'm a senior sales director from Wamego, Kansas. And I thought when I put this together that we'd maybe have 10 or 20 people, and we actually have 88 registered people. 88, can you believe that? That's just amazing to me. And so I am so excited. Now, you might be thinking, I'm no boss babe. I'm no boss and I'm no babe. So should I even be here? Well, Diane, and she's a director here that's part of this. You'll meet her in just a minute. Gave the analogy that I just loved. And that is there's a gym and it's named Boss Babe Fitness. Now, lots of people, in fact, 88 people have joined that gym to work out. There are those who join because they made a New Year's resolution to get healthier, get in shape, and bring down their blood pressure. And then there are those women who are getting prepared to compete in a bodybuilding competition. They are all working out at the Boss Babe gym. And so are you, whether you're a savvy shopper or you are wanting to be a businesswoman moving up the career path. I just want you to know this is the place for you no matter what. Okay. Well, I want you to meet the other directors who have helped me put this together. And we're going to tell you just a quick little synopsis of our Mary Kay journey. So I'm going to start. As I said, I'm Donna Bay Scott, and I've been in Mary Kay for 47 years and a sales director for 43. Our Dynasty unit has earned 14 career cards in all colors from pink to black. And I've been in the National Court of Sales 5 times and a star consultant 125 quarters. Our unit has been in the National Court of Achievement with $250,000 in sales. And this past March, I was honored to have been selected as the March National Miss Go Give. And our next director that I'm going to introduce is Linda Sigel. She's my sister-in-law, who's my offspring sales director. So go ahead, Linda.
I'm Linda Sigel. I live in Manhattan, Kansas. I've been with Mary Kay for 35 years and been a sales director for 31. I have completed the National Court of Sales 3 times. I have been a star consultant 134 times. And our unit has been recognized in the National Court of Achievement 18 times, with 3 times in the $500,000 Court of Sales. Our unit has also earned the use of 18 cars, just completing the 18th, and 5 of those have been pink Cadillacs. And Diane is next.
Hi, everybody. I'm Diane Kushel. I am from Western New York, Buffalo, New York, and I've been with Mary Kay for 33 years, a sales director for 6 of those years, on and off. We've earned 2 company cars. I've been a star consultant 63 quarters, and I've actually earned 17 medals in my Mary Kay career, 5 of which have been gold. And next, you'll meet Debbie LaMendola.
Hey everybody, I'm Debbie LaMendola. I'm from Grand Island, New York, which is between Buffalo and Niagara Falls. I've been in Mary Kay for 28 years. I've been a sales director for 27 of those years. Our beautiful unit, Legends units, we've earned 15 cars, 4 of them pink. I've done the Court of Sales 24 times, the Court of Sharing twice. Our unit has been in the Circle of Achievement 13 times. Our highest unit circle was 450,000. I've been a star 112 quarters, and I've also done the double star 11 times, the triple star twice, and we were the most approved unit in New York State in 2013. And now we're on to Jana.
Yay, Debbie. All right. My name is Jana Strunk, and I did forget that part that my unit was the #1 most improved unit in the state of Kansas in 2024. So Debbie, thank you for sharing that. Anyway, my name is Jana Strunk from Wamego, Kansas. I've been a star consultant 84 quarters. I started my Mary Kay business almost 22 years ago, and I've been an independent sales director almost 20 years of the amazing Rise unit. And so our unit has earned 8 Mary Kay cars, 3 of them being pink Cadillacs. I've been in the National Court of Sales 7 times and the National Court of Sharing 6 times. I've been a triple star director 5 times and a double star director 1 time. And our Circle of Achievement, we've been in the Circle of Achievement 9 years, with the highest being in the 450,000 unit club. And this last year, I was the National Miss Go Give recipient in April 2024. I got to stand right next to Donna. And I was also the Ruby Seminar Annual Miss Go Give for 2024. Next, we're going to hear from Jessica Harvey.
Awesome. This is exciting with so many great achievements. My name is Jessica Harvey. I am from Littleton, Colorado. I have been in Mary Kay for 16 years and a director for 6 years. Our GEMS unit has earned 4 cars. We picked up the 4th one just a couple weeks ago. Very exciting. I've been in the National Court of Sales 7 times. I've been a star for 45 quarters. I just added this part in after Debbie said hers. I have earned 13 bronze medals, 6 silver medals, and 13 gold medals. And I was nominated as the National Monthly Go Give recipient for July 2020. All right, next is Amy.
Hi, I am Amy Tharp, and I have been building my Mary Kay business for 21 years. I have been a sales director for 12 years. I have been in the National Court of Sales 13 times, and I have been a star consultant the past 73 consecutive quarters. And now next we will be hearing from Judy.
Oh, hi, everybody. I have been with Mary Kay for 53 years. Holy cow. And a director since 1973. So I think like 51 years. We have earned 24 pink Cadillacs. I was Miss Go Give many, many years ago. And I think I have like 186 quarters of star consultant, National Court of Sales twice. And that's it.
Oh, wait, you've earned top sales director trips. How many trips?
Oh yeah, lots of those. We have been in the Court of Achievement for 47 years. We've never missed a year, and our highest was 850,000.
Wow.
And I think like 16 trips. I don't think I'm introducing anybody, Donna.
That's amazing. All right. I think it's time for announcements from Linda.
Yep. Do not miss out on registering your customers for the Preferred Customer Program. The deadline is January 17th. If you do not know what that is, check in with your director. It's a great way to get your products in front of your customers through the lookbook. And you can look under business on your home screen. But very important, deadline is January 17th. And if you miss it, you miss it. There's no fudging on that at all. The other thing we want you to know, and this is something to go and study in more detail on the homepage of your InTouch, and that is the skincare contest that Ryan has given us. And that is for all of our units together, all of our consultants, to sell 100,000 Mary Kay skincare sets. That's the new ones. There's 4 parts to it: cleanser, moisturizer, scrub, toner. And the challenge is between January 1st and February 28th. So every time you order one of those, it counts towards your unit goals. And the great thing is they are basing it on percentages. So a small unit has as great a chance to win the top prize as a huge unit, because they're going with the percentage based on consultants in the unit and the number sold. So that's just real quick. That's important to be paying attention to. It's a great way to promote our brand new products. So go check it out on InTouch.
All right. Thank you, Linda. Okay. So ladies, this is the packet. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the packet. So everybody should have gotten everything and been able to print the packet off. If you haven't, get a piece of paper out real quick so you can take notes on it and then print it off afterwards. But I want to just tell you that there are links on here. These are the national sales directors and the guest speakers that you're going to hear from. There's also some great scriptures in here. And then also what we're going to focus on every week is, like, you'll get to this page and you're going to take notes. So this is week 1. Your Boss Babe Trailblazer for this week is, and so you'll put the name of that person, and then you're just going to take notes on her story while we're listening. Today's video is going to be the longest video. We're just going to let you know this. We're going to try to keep things short and concise because we want you to get a power-packed amount of information in a shorter period of time. We know that you don't have time to spend all night on Zoom with us, even though we would love that. So anyway, take notes, and then you'll want to have some reflection time. Look at this here. Why did she want to blaze a new trail? And so there's some questions down here. You will go ahead and fill those out. And then I've done this for years, the Boss Babes. And so you'll want to have that to reflect upon throughout the week so you can start implementing some of the things that you learn. Next is the points page. Okay, there are some additional points that you will find on the app. I'll talk about those here in just a moment. But like on this one where it usually says the points, it says like attend weekly success meeting with your camera on, and you get 20 points. And so you can write 20 points right in there. And then like on this one that says for every new name and number collected via skincare survey, warm chat or referral. So when you get new names, you automatically get 10 points. So you get 10 points per name, and you get to add 10 points per name if they're outside a geographical area that you're building in. Okay, so that's why it says 10/20. So you could be getting 10 points per person, or you could be getting 20 points per name. Okay, and then something that is not on here is the wholesale order, but we want you to take this sheet when you're done, like at the end of the week, you're going to take this sheet and then you're going to go onto the app. Okay. So everybody got the app. If you haven't figured that out, is the pink one, and it says MK. And then this is what it looks like. And so you'll go on here and you'll scroll up and you'll go down to where it says submit points. Okay. And so you'll click on that. It's super easy. You'll put your information there and then it will ask you how many, how many points did you get in each section. Okay. You will be able to enter your points. And by the way, you are going to get credit for your wholesale order. You get 1 point per dollar wholesale that you order during this week. Okay. And of course, next week. But at the bottom, you'll be able to make sure you don't just finish it. You have to click submit. If you do not submit it, we won't be able to see your results. All right. And guess what? There are going to be some great prizes that you can earn. So if you want to know what those prizes are, you can look under the scoreboard. If you click on scoreboard, it tells you right up at the top. Look at that. You can get up to a $100 Amazon gift card from your independent sales director when you have 6,000 points plus a minimum 1,600 wholesale order. I need my readers on. Anyway, so you can see what the Amazon gift card points are. But just know that we are so excited for you. We're so excited for the growth. And so we know that when you are working your Mary Kay business, you're going to have all kinds of points and it's going to be so much fun. So I think I've covered everything. And so we're going to go ahead and start the video. So take it away, Jessica.
All right, awesome. Here we go. Here's our first speaker. This is Jennifer Cook. And you guys can give me a thumbs up if you can hear this.
Well, hello, everybody, and Happy New Year.
Say goodbye to Slack.
Oh, no.
That's here, and it's inside.
Oh, no. I even practice, you guys.
Everything you need to chat is here.
Happy 2025. I'm National Sales Director Karen Reidel, and I'm so excited to kick off our brand new Boss Babe series for this new year. I am super excited to announce that our focus for the next 7 weeks is going to be all about blazing new trails. Let's bring it up so we can see it. Yep, we're going to be talking about our Trailblazer Edition this year. And I think you're going to love it. You're going to learn so much. And so if you have your packet, you might see you to stand on your tiptoes and look into the future. Look out there at all the opportunities that exist for you in this incredible opportunity. And I want to ask you, do you see a new
Hey, Jessica.
You're going to grow personally. You're going to change.
What did you say? Stop?
No, it muted out for some reason.
I think I got muted on accident.
Okay.
Okay.
Lives, and you're going to be able to create new income opportunities and personal growth opportunities for you and your family. Now, what is it going to take for you to be a trailblazer? Well, it is going to take courage. Yep, you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. It's going to take persistence because there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be things that get in the way. And you're going to need an adventurous spirit. Yeah, be willing to look outside of your comfort zone and see some new strategies, some new ideas, some new opportunities for you to take on. Well, over the next 7 weeks, you're going to be learning from lots of our incredible teachers. We have an NSC Boss Babe teacher group that's just phenomenal. And hopefully you've got a packet ready with you. If not, you can ask your sales director for information about that. But this packet is just going to give you something to take notes in over across the next 2 months so that you can really learn everything there is to know about being a trailblazer. So I want you to take notes and capture those big takeaways so that you're ready to go in this new year. Today, we're kicking it off with a very special guest speaker. I can't wait for you to meet her. I am excited to introduce you to our first Boss Babe speaker for this series, and it is none other than, yes, Jennifer Cook. Oh my goodness. Mary Kay Ash's personal assistant. And she's going to be sharing her thoughts, her stories about really and truly the biggest trailblazer our company knows and the reason that we're here today with Mary Kay Cosmetics. Yep, you got it. Mary Kay Ash, the incredible trailblazer. We're going to learn about her today. So I hope you'll grab your packet so you can start taking some notes as we start into our Boss Babe Trailblazer series. Jennifer, thank you for being on.
I'm excited about this. Sounds like it's going to be a great series.
It is going to be exciting, and we just are thrilled to hear from you today. Could you share with everybody, how long did you work with Mary Kay Ash? What did that look like over the years?
Well, I started in 1971. And I was in college. I worked my way through college, and in 1974, after I graduated, I became full-time Mary Kay, and just right after that, I became her executive secretary.
Wow.
I was 23 years old, and I look back and think, what was Mary Kay thinking? Because, think back when you were 23 years old. Mary Kay saw potential in people, and that was just one of her gifts, was to bring out the potential in everyone. And I retired in 2017 after a long career, a 25-year career with Mary Kay.
Wow. And that was
about 45 years.
45 years, yeah.
45 years, yeah.
Wow. So it's interesting because when you said you were 23 years old, Mary Kay Ash definitely helped you blaze a new trail in your life, didn't she?
Oh, definitely. I mean, she taught me so much about being a businesswoman, about caring for others. She taught me so much that I have used my whole life. It was what a blessing to have Mary Kay as your teacher and mentor.
And friend. Wow, you're right. I mean, you must have learned so much over all of those years. And
Yes,
I know
I did.
you had an up-close personal view, a front row seat to Mary Kay Ash and how she blazed trails. So I know we have a couple questions we're going to talk about for all the consultants today listening. And so let's talk about, first off, can you think of a story you could share with us about Mary Kay Ash and blazing a new trail in our company?
Well, when I think about Mary Kay as a trailblazer, I always go back to the 1960s when she started this company. Mary Kay was awarded the title of greatest female entrepreneur in American history in 2003. They did a survey of all the business historians in the United States. Baylor University did this, and Mary Kay was named as the greatest female entrepreneur in American history, which I'm so proud of her for that. But I think about the reason was because of what she did for women back in the 1960s. Women back then didn't own businesses, and they didn't never make it into the boardroom or the executive suite. And that was always Mary Kay's goal. In fact, she said one time she did make it into the boardroom, but every idea that she put forward was shot down with these words, Mary Kay, you're thinking like a woman. And of course, she's thinking, well, we have a sales force of women. Why can't you appreciate that a woman's viewpoint would be very valuable here?
Yeah.
But they didn't, because it was such a male-dominated society. Back then, women couldn't get a loan, a business loan. They had to take their husbands to the banks with them to get the loan. Sales directors at that time would take their husbands with them on their interviews to build their team building interviews. And while they were talking to the wife, in the kitchen, their husband would be out in the living room talking to the recruit's husband, explaining to that person what a good opportunity this was, that it wasn't some fly-by-night company. And also, they couldn't, if a woman got pregnant, she had to relinquish her career at that time, and she couldn't open a bank account without her husband going to the bank with her. She couldn't get a credit card. And at that time, a woman earned 59 cents on every dollar that men made. And Mary Kay, of course, felt that this was so unfair. It was, she came up against that glass ceiling.
Yeah.
But also, she also wanted to be a trailblazer not only in helping women, but she also wanted to be a trailblazer in founding a company based on the golden rule. She wanted to show people that a company like this would work, and that when people care about each other and help each other, that that is the road to success, and not always trying to undercut others. And so that was really how she blazed the trail in the very first beginning. So she would always say she was proud of thinking like a woman, and so like a woman, she decided she was just going to do her own thing so she couldn't get advancement for herself in the corporate world at that time. And so she became a role model for other women.
She really did.
And her company, took off very quickly. She founded it in 1963. By 1968, they were on the over-the-counter market, and her stock just blew up. And everyone was talking about Mary Kay Cosmetics. And the fact that this company was so successful, the women who were a part of this company also became successful.
Yeah.
And National Sales Director Ruby Lee, one month, her check was $76,000. And so she took it to the bank to deposit it. And the teller said to her, "Does your company pay you by the year?" And she said, "No, this is my monthly check," because women couldn't fathom that another woman would be making that kind of money.
Right. Right. I love that you mentioned that she was thinking like a woman. What to be a trailblazer, you have to be willing to think differently. And while there's nothing wrong with thinking like a woman, in fact, it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Back then in the 60s, that wasn't really appreciated.
No, it wasn't.
And so, I mean, she really did blaze a trail. And look at how quickly the company took off with her persistence, of course, to become successful and change women's lives. I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the what was it about her that made her such a great trailblazer or pioneer? But you kind of alluded to it a little bit. I want to kick it off with one word. You talked about some of the obstacles, in Anne's world, that she couldn't get a loan. I mean, there were so many obstacles, and that's a part of blazing a new trail. There's going to be obstacles, but Mary Kay Ash obviously was persistent. And I'm so grateful because she could have given up when it got hard, and wow, our company would not be here today. So what are some of the other things that stand out to you about Mary Kay Ash and what made her such a great pioneer?
I think it was passion for women, passion for helping women. She saw so many talented women in the direct sales companies that she was with who didn't have the opportunity to go anywhere. And she just thought that was terribly unfair. And so she wanted to give women the opportunity that she'd been denied. And according to the leadership guru, John Maxwell, serving others is one of the characteristics of a successful leader. And Mary Kay wanted women to grow in every area of their lives. She wanted them to grow personally, spiritually, and professionally. And she wanted to provide women with an opportunity that she had been denied. When people would come in to talk to Mary Kay about the company, the male executives always thought that Mary Kay wanted to hear about the profit and loss. And no, she didn't want to hear about, the profit and loss and all of those business statistics. That's not what she wanted to hear. She wanted to hear about the lives of the people who had been touched by the Mary Kay opportunity. She loved it when the sales force would write her that they were able to give braces to their children, or the family took their dream vacation, or their children came out of college, with no debts. That's what thrilled Mary Kay. It was her passion for helping other people. And the same thing when we started going internationally. Well, the international presidents would come in and they would want to talk to Mary Kay about all their great sales figures. And Mary Kay, she didn't want to hear that. She wanted to hear, what was Mary Kay doing for the women of Mexico? What was Mary Kay doing for women who didn't have opportunities like we have them here? That is what she wanted to hear. she also, you know, had a passion to see that cancer was eradicated in her lifetime. And she had such a sympathy for those who had cancer. She was able to relate to them. And as a personal illustration, at one time we had like 9 people on the staff, on the Mary Kay staff that I managed. And one of them was a young woman. She was 33 at the time. She'd been working with Mary Kay, the company, for 10 years. And she got cancer. Well, when we told Mary Kay immediately got involved. She called the doctors in the area, and called Mel's oncologists, because she had great faith in here. Set Julie up with an appointment with this oncologist. And then, as Julie said, it was a cold, drizzling, rainy day when she and her husband went to see Dr. Khan. And after they got finished with all their tests and she went out into the lobby, there was Mary Kay.
Really?
Waiting for her, wanting to know all about the test results, giving her encouragement. And, you know, because Julie worked on Mary Kay's staff, she knew how busy she was.
Right.
And of course, she was just in awe that Mary Kay would take time out of her busy day to come and be with her during that time. But then she also realized how much Mary Kay loved people and how much she cared about people. I'll give one more example of Mary Kay as a servant leader. And this is from the early days when the company was kind of feeling its way. Back in the early days, the sales directors were the ones that were spreading all the ideas and sharing ideas with each other, because they were trailblazing the marketing plan. They were trailblazing the ideas that were successful ideas. And so one of the Minneapolis top directors had made this flip chart, which you might, and these things were like 2 feet tall. They were huge. And they were kicking it off at a leadership conference. And Mary Kay was teaching a class right before they were to meet with with the people who were going to teach the class. She was teaching the teachers, and then they were going to go to their classes. Well, it ran over, and Mary Kay got really, really concerned that they weren't going to make it to their class on time. So she found out which sales directors had the classroom that was the farthest away. It was Anna Ewing. I don't know if you knew her. She was one of the really early pioneers. And she said, Mary Kay whipped up that flip chart and said, let's go. And Anna said, Mary Kay, I can carry that flip chart by myself. And she said, no, let's go. We got to make it to your class on time. And so Anna goes, I was so embarrassed. Here's Mary Kay carrying my flip chart for me. But she said, you know what? That was such a visual lesson for me that I learned about servant leaderhood at that time.
Wow, those are great stories. And I don't know Anna, but I didn't know her, but I absolutely know her name. I love Mary Kay's caring heart. And we see evidence of that in so many of the stories. But you're right. I mean, she blazed a trail because she was so passionate. It was her why. It was her why. And so when we're blazing a trail, we've got to find our why, our passion for stepping out of our comfort zone. Mary Kay was on fire for her why, her passion, right? And so that's what fueled her to step out into.
And that's why the success stories of the sales force, that was her motivation. The more she heard that, the more that her thoughts about women were solidified. She knew that they were wonderful. She knew that they could do great things, and she knew that an opportunity like this would change their lives.
Yeah, you're right.
And it did. And it did.
And it continues to.
Yes, that's right.
Love it. Love it. Okay, so what advice do you think that Mary Kay would give consultants today who want to blaze their own trail, but maybe they're nervous or uncomfortable or just not sure? What is the advice you think Mary Kay would give them?
Well, I would say that she would say, set goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is one of the most important things that you need to learn as a new consultant is goal setting. Most people never set a goal in their lives. But Mary Kay, it was a major theme in all her speeches. She talked about it all the time. Salesforce would write into Mary Kay and ask for her advice on what they could do to get their career moving. And she would say, set a goal. Now, many times she told people, your goal should be to do a 10-show week. That to her was a goal.
Yeah.
And at least a 5-class week. But she had a 4-step goal-setting formula that she shared with everyone, and I'm going to share it now.
Okay.
The first one is decide what you want. The second one is write your goals down. Third, develop a plan. And fourth, set your plan in motion. And an important thing to remember when you are setting that goal is that you need to write it down, and then it has to be valid, specific, clear, and attainable. So those are the things that you need. If you set a wild goal that in the back of your mind is kind of like, I'll never achieve that goal. Well, you're never going to achieve that goal. You've got to set a goal that's a step above what you have normally done, and then set another goal to a step above that. And that's the way you climb the ladder of success. That's why the ladder of success in Mary Kay is set up with, 1 recruit, 3 recruits, 5 recruits, DIQ, director. It's one step above. You take it a step at a time. And then, you have to put a time limit on it. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to do 10 shows. Well, Mary Kay would say, okay, do 10 shows in a week. But let's say that you say you're going to do 10 shows, and maybe you could do those 10 shows in 2 months.
Right.
And that's a much more realistic goal, but you're going to get results when you do something like that. And the very first, when she first started the company, she would ask people, when she was recruiting them, she'd say, now, can you hold 5, what do you call them now? Beauty shows, skincare classes, parties.
Yep.
Whatever you want to call them, hold 5 a week.
Yep.
And if someone told her, well, I don't really think I can, she'd say, well, maybe this career isn't for you, because she wanted women to make money. She wanted them to see that they could be successful.
Right.
That you can't dilly-dally and say, well, that didn't work for me.
Yeah.
If you've never held 5 shows in a week. And because she held them accountable for that, they became national sales directors. Mary Kay expected them to do that. And that's what they said. Mary Kay expected me to hold 5 shows a week.
Yeah.
And I did it because she expected it. And this was the foundation. Those 5 shows were the foundation of those first national sales directors' successful businesses.
Yeah.
And it was also the foundation of Mary Kay. When she could get the people to do the 5 shows, get on the ladder of success, that's the foundation that she needed for her success. So if a beauty consultant came to Mary Kay and met Mary Kay and they didn't have any goals, well, Mary Kay would set one for them. And I love to watch her with people. And if you talk to any emeritus, this is a story they'll tell you. When they met Mary Kay says to them, you look like a sales director to me. Are you going to be a sales director? Is that going to be your goal? Well, they would nod and agree with Mary Kay that was going to be their goal. Then they would have to go home and look in the consultant's guide and find out what a sales director was.
Right.
But they had committed to Mary Kay, and they were so committed to their commitment that all they would think of is Mary Kay would be disappointed with me if I didn't become a sales director. And so they did. The company set goals too. When the company was first started, Mary Kay and Richard set a goal of 100 beauty consultants as their foundation, and they didn't want just 100 beauty consultants. They wanted 100 quality beauty consultants who believed in Mary Kay's dream.
Right.
That was the crux. That was the passion. They had to believe in the dream. That is what Mary Kay shared. Every time she had a chance to talk to the beauty consultants or the sales directors, she shared the dream of this company that was going to change women's lives. And it did. Then after that, they had the Break a State contest where sales consultants were encouraged to share Mary Kay with someone in their family who lived out of state where there was no one else. And Ann Newberry shares about the time when she came into Dallas for her new director training. There was only 9 of them in the new director training. It was back in the 60s. And she said that Mary Kay had a map of the United States on her wall. And now this is when the company was small. She had pins wherever there were sales directors.
Wow.
And there was one pin in New Jersey, and she said to Ann, Ann Newberry, she said, Ann, do you see that pin? I mean, New Jersey, Massachusetts. Do you see that pin? And she said, yes. She said, that's you. You are going to spread the Mary Kay opportunity in New England. And, that's what she thought. She went home and she thought, I am it. I am the one that's going to spread the opportunity in New England. And of course, she got busy doing that because she thought Mary Kay expected her to do that. So, Mary Kay, like she said, plan your work and work your plan. That's goal setting. And to illustrate this, Mary Kay had this great illustration. It's a story of when one time she was hooking a rug.
Okay.
And she just worked on it whenever she had time or whenever she felt like it. Well, then she thought, this is taking too long. I'm losing interest. And so why can't I finish this rug? So she decided, I'm going to use goal setting on this. So she calculated, how much time per day that we could spend on the rug, how many days she thought it would take to get it completed. And then she divided that into, what she would need to do for how many days. And she went to work that number of hours per day on that rug. And actually she discovered that she was able to finish the rug in about 1/3 of the time that she did when she was just working on it, whenever she felt like it. So that is the power of setting a goal, setting a time limit, and then executing your plan.
Gosh, Jennifer, I feel like I could literally hear Mary Kay Ash saying those words herself about the goal setting process. I love that you shared that. Those are Mary Kay Ash's words for sure. Okay, well, Trailblazers, you have got a great format right now, a foundation for our program to jump out and find the trail you want to blaze. Jennifer's shared with you so much insight from our founder and how she blazed her trail. Let's all go and just step out like Mary Kay Ash did and find the trail that we can blaze to change lives. But let's first get clear on our passion for this opportunity, this business opportunity that works and has changed women's lives around the globe for 61 plus years. That's the passion I want you to go blaze your trail with. Jennifer, thank you so much for sharing today. I have loved all these stories, and I know everybody listening has as well.
All right, take it away, Diane, I think. Let's see. There you go.
Okay. All right. Thanks. So, is there anyone who's really got a takeaway, an aha moment that Jennifer Cook really inspired in you that you would like to share with us before we watch our second video? Is there anyone out there that just really was moved? Feel free to chime in because we really want to hear from you. It's what makes this a small group rather than a great big shovel.
I see a hand raised. I'll go ahead and unmute you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Can I go?
Yes.
Yes, Catherine.
Hi, I'm Catherine, and I love the Break a State competition because I know I've told Diane and I've mentioned to Judy Roman in the past too that I've got this like t-shirt that I got at a casino and it's in the shape of a buffalo and I'm from Buffalo, New York, and it shows all the names of the towns, and I'm like, if I could have a team member in every town in my area and it looks like a buffalo, so I'm going to do this visual of this t-shirt. I'm going to cut it out, I'm going to put it on a cork board, and by next week, here's my goal setting takeaway. I'm going to show you my buffalo t-shirt corkboard goal poster and have pins in it. That's my takeaway.
Oh,
I love it.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Catherine. That's really inspirational. Thank you. All right. Is there anyone else with the takeaway from the first segment today?
If nobody else will go, I will.
Oh, thanks, Jana. Yes, please.
Okay, I was really passionate about hearing about how Mary Kay desired to hear the stories of how the business was impacting the people instead of just results. How many times do we get so stuck up in results that we're not thinking about how we're really impacting people or how Mary Kay is impacting our lives? So love
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah, thank you. And that's really right in the Trailblazer Boss Babe vein, right? Whether you're a savvy shopper all the way up to sophisticated sales director, like it's the impact, not just the scoreboard, for sure. Thank you for that. All right. Do we want to get ready to watch the next video with our NSD Emeritus?
Yes, here we go.
Well, hello, everyone. This is National Sales Director. This is National Sales Director Emerita Linda Tupin. I am sitting here in Lexington, Kentucky today, just a few weeks prior to Christmas, and I am excited to be your first Trailblazer teacher. Now, I understand your theme this year is Blaze a New Trail, and I'm going to take that literally. And I first want to start, and I'm sure you want to start by sending a lot of love to Karen. Not everyone who signed a Mary Kay beauty agreement got that level of leadership. Not everyone got a Karen. Not everyone got a program like this available to them. So be sure you send a lot of love to Karen. She probably had to remind me 3 times that this was a video and not a boxer, and which meant I had to get dressed and get cute in order to do it. So anyway, it takes a lot of work to put a program like this together. So you all need to send a lot of love to Karen. Well, today, as your beginning teacher and part of your first homework assignment, we're literally going to physically blaze a trail. We're going to talk about physically, where do you build your business? If you want to choose a word for 2025, why don't you consider the word intentional? I tend to think more like a man than a woman. I look at logic and statistics, and I'll look at the big picture. In fact, it's said that there will be on my tombstone a bell curve and a hierarchy, because I look at things in that prism. And so when we talk about you literally blazing a trail, we're going to decide today, where are you going to build your business? Be very intentional about where you're going to build it. Now, in 2025, you obviously can build anywhere in the world, and there is great value in building everywhere. And because we have platforms now that reach 1 billion people, you can certainly reach 1 billion people. However, when it comes to the hierarchy of best, better, the best, the worst, etc., at the very top of that hierarchy is in person. Now, if you cannot get with a person in person, face to face, then obviously what I'm doing with you right now is the next best thing, which is virtual, which is a Zoom, which is FaceTime, etc. So is it as good as if I was sitting across the table from you where I could reach out and touch you? No, it's not as good, but it's not bad. So when we think about where are you going to find your customers, where are you going to build customers, we're going to go back to how I did it. And obviously I did it before internet. Obviously I did it when we had to do face-to-face. This was not available to us. But I found out after about a decade or so that there was a pattern to my behavior that I could teach other people. I had small children. If I did nighttime appointments, I had to be able to pick them up from school, and I had to get supper started, and then I could go do my appointment, and then I could come home, etc. And I noticed that I was driving in a geographic circle from my physical location that made it possible for me as a young mom to do this. And then I began to realize how many hundreds of thousands of people lived in that geographic circle. So your first assignment from me today is you're going to do what I've done here on this piece of paper. I want you to take a piece of paper and I want you to draw a circle, okay, that looks like that. Doesn't have to be cute. Then I want you to put where you live in the center of the circle. So I would put the word Lexington, Kentucky. Now, if you're from a big city, let's say you're from LA or Chicago or New York, that's fine. Your big city is a big city, but there's lots of suburbs and lots of places inside that circle that we're going to be working. All right, so the next thing that you need to do with your circle is then you want to label it north and east and west and south, as if it was a compass. first question you're going to ask yourself is, how far are you physically willing to drive or take a bus or ever how you travel where you live to go do an appointment? All right, be intentional. How far are you comfortable driving? And I'm going to assume that most of you on here, just to pick a number, would probably be willing to drive an hour to pick up a new customer and her family and begin to build a geographic area, because that's what we're going to do. We're literally going to go to different places and start building geographic areas for your Mary Kay business. Now, for me, I literally went through here, and 1 hour from me, northwest is Louisville, Kentucky. There's probably 10 pretty good sized little towns in that hour. I'm going to go north. That's Cincinnati, Ohio. Again, there's probably 4 or 5 pretty good little towns in there. I'm going to go south about an hour and a half, and I'm going to pick up where I was raised. I'm going to pick up probably 10 more little bitty tiny towns down here. And then if I go about an hour and a half to 2 hours east, I am over in Huntington, West Virginia. Now, when I look at the Census Bureau and I can figure out how many people live there, there's easily 1 million people who live within an hour's drive of me. There are diamonds in your backyard. There are literally tens of thousands of people probably that live within most of you all 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. So sometimes we're like over here in Timbuktu looking for somebody when they're really right there in front of you. Okay, so you've decided how many minutes you're willing to drive, and then identify, if you go northeast, south, and west, where would those towns be? Now, once we have that, what you're going to do is, in your mind's eye, you have to see the finished product before you start. I want you to see yourself building pockets of customers and hostesses and potential team members in about 10 or 20 of those geographic locations. All right? Now, how are you going to decide which one of those geographic locations that hit within this circle that you're going to build? Well, it's obviously going to be who you know. Hopefully by now you have a prospect list of 150 people. That's called your pretend wedding list. That's how many people are invited to the average church wedding in America. Look up the statistic. And they all know your name. They might know you personally, but they know your name. So you're going to start there. And then if you can't come up with 150, go over to Facebook and write down the 300 or 400 friends that you have over there, because you know 150 people that know your name. And so we're going to start with those people. Look at your Christmas card list. Look in your church directory. You're going to compile a massive list of people. And then we're going to decide where those people live. So let's just say, for example, I am intentionally wanting to build in Berea, Kentucky. It's about 30 minutes from me. It's a college town. It's kind of a real cool little hippy dippy. It's got its hippy dippy, and then it's got its hillbilly side, and it's got its redneck side. It's a great town. Now, why am I a big proponent of going out into smaller little communities like that? Is because you don't have a lot of competition. There's not a Dillard's and a Sephora on every corner. And so people tend to be a lot more loyal in those geographic areas. Now, that's not to say if you live in a big city that people aren't loyal. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying traditionally, when the further out you go in these little bitty communities, you'll find people who you don't have as much competition, and they're going to be much more open to you coming to their home. So we've got our circle, we know our towns, we've got our list, and we've identified our people. So how do you intentionally then decide, how do I get into those towns? Well, we've got to identify the people who live there. And then I want you, as you look at your identification list, okay, I know 5 people that live over here. I maybe know 2 people that live over here. I want you to examine those people for their behavioral style. Who is the gatherer? Who is the person that brings all the food when someone dies? Who is the nurturer in a community, in a church, in a family? Like, that's the girl you want. Okay, it's the girl you want, because she is going to want to help you, because you're literally going to go to these people and you're going to say, hey, I'm really in 2025 looking to build a strong Mary Kay business in Berea, Kentucky. So if that's my given little geographic area, that's one of my towns. And I'm looking for women in this area who obviously would like to help me do that. And I thought about you, and I'm going to make it worth your while. You look through this book, whatever you want in here, as long as you can gather me 5 people who have jobs, pick out something, anything in here, $100, it doesn't matter. It's yours. In other words, I'm going to play Monty Hall, and we're going to play Let's Make a Deal. But remember, I'm very selective about who I ask, because I'm going to ask the person who already knows a lot of people. She's a gatherer, she's a nurturer, and she wants to help people. That is a certain behavioral style. And so that is the person I'm going to target. Now, if she says, no, I'm not really interested in it, that's fine. You thank her for that, offer her a little lip gloss or something even for considering it, and then move on to the next person. But don't get caught up in your nose. All right. So once I have, and guys, you're not looking for 1,000 people. You're looking for one good family in each of these towns. Because here is what I know about all these little geographic locations that you're going to build. Once someone loves the product and loves you, they naturally, organically want to share with you. If you find you are constantly trying to get business, trying to get a party, trying to get a recruit, it's not organic. You've got to back up a step, because if it's fun, if you're a comfortable person to be around and you're genuinely curious about other people, and I know my topic is not people skills, but when you're sitting with someone, just practice this. This is another good thing for your homework. Why don't you just practice? The next time you're in a group, be the listener. Ask curious questions about the person. If you were facialing me, and you were just genuinely curious about my life and my children and my grandchildren and why do I live on a farm, and you just were curious, I would like you. I just would like you. People today after COVID, the thing they crave the most is human interaction, to be seen, to be valued, and to be heard. That's all people want. And if I can give you a little look into the future is AI. It's artificial intelligence. Have you ever called a number and thought, would someone just pick up the phone? If you would just pick up the phone, I could explain what I need and I don't have to go through this menu and talk to a computer. Well, that's only going to get much worse, because even Facebook right now is completely controlled by artificial intelligence. You'll never talk to anybody at Facebook, okay? So what will be the most valuable thing to humans in the next decade? Human interaction. Human interaction. That's what we sell. That's what you sell. The product is just a way to have that human interaction. So you have something incredibly valuable, and that is you. And if you feel your people skills could need some improving, which we all do constantly, is learn to listen twice as much as you talk. And when you talk, ask questions and be naturally curious about people. So if you came to my home, you facial me, you were genuinely curious, I would love your product. Now, if you were really smart, you would show me a lot more product than I could afford. And because I like you, because I trust you, because you told me that I could get it for free, I've already been thinking about my daughter-in-law, Hannah, and my daughter, Katie. And I'm like even thinking my little granddaughter, Ren, she's 10. She probably needs to start using something. Okay. And then I'm thinking about my next door neighbor across the horse field over here named Karen. See, I'm already thinking about those people because I like you. All you have to do is ask me and show me how to get my products for free. And because you're wanting to build here on Paris Pike in Lexington, Kentucky, I'm your girl. Make sure people know they're your girl. They're the person that's going to be responsible for you building Mary Kay in that area. And those customers become groups of customers. And groups of customers then begin to migrate to become consultants. And those consultants then build directors, and directors build national areas. That is how Linda Toupin built one of the largest organizations in the world. I did exactly what I showed you to do. Start with a map and start building. All right, homework is very simple. Draw your map, decide how far you're going to travel, identify the towns, get your 150 pretend wedding list out, start identifying who lives where, and remember to ask them and tell them that they are your girl to help you build in that town, and you're going to make it worth their while, whatever that looks like in your world. And your people skills this week. Be a listener. All right, you guys. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and be a trailblazer. Thank you, Karen, for asking.
Woohoo! That was amazing. Who's fired up? I know I am. Awesome.
All right.
Take it away,
Isn't
Diane.
that a great way to think about your business in a geographical area? So who had a new thought or really was moved by that, by Linda's share and the way she systematically broke it down? Is there anyone who's really just on the edge of their seat now with something to share?
All
right. Tell us, Linda. Tell us.
I've been in 31 years, and that's the first time. See, you can still learn stuff. That's the first time I ever heard go outside the area, do this circle. That's the very first time I ever heard that. And guess what? I'm going to do that. I'm in Chicago, but it's neighborhoods versus areas.
Fantastic. All right. Okay. And I see that Jana's got something to share.
Jenny.
Jana, did you have your hand up?
It's Jenny.
Jenny, I'm sorry. Okay, did I see it wrong? Okay, Jenny, please tell us.
Jenny, do you want to unmute? There you go.
There we go. Sorry, guys.
Thank you.
So I love the map idea, the drawing the circle. I live in a small community, as many of the people and directors around me do. So I just love the idea of drawing that circle and being able to map out and then choose each week where I want to go for that week and grow my business. You know, we all know it's obvious to do it, but hearing it in a different way, maybe it just makes a little bit more sense. So love the idea of the circle and getting the names that way.
Yeah, what a great visual for that. All right. Well, I'm excited myself to implement this week. And Donna, why don't you help recap for us, and then we'll get on with our homework.
Okay. Well, I'm just so excited. I saw Eleanor's hand up. Eleanor, did you want to say something?
I did. I just moved to Florida from Chicago, and I finally finished unpacking. I collect glass and crystals. So I had all these tiny little boxes. So instead of throwing them out, I kept them all because I want to put up facial boxes. I didn't know where to go. So this geographical circle is amazing. So now I can just look at the Florida map and look and see what's around me and just go around with my facial boxes in those areas and just get some names that way.
That's great. All right. Well, we want to respect your time, and like Jana said at the beginning, this is the longest one. So we apologize for going as long as we have, but I hope you've enjoyed tonight and that you will join us again next Monday, same time, same place. And don't forget the Boss Babe app. Ask your director if you don't quite understand that, but it's Jana showed it and you all had a link to it. And that's where you will, you can tell your friends that weren't able to get on. That's where we'll post the replay recording. And if you want to hear Linda Tupin again to clarify something, then you can go back and listen to that. That's where you'll submit your points. And as a reminder on the points, I think it's open now so you can look at it, but you don't want to fill out any points until next week. Like Saturday, I'm going to open it each week on Saturday and close it 30 minutes before our next meeting. So that's your window to put your points in. You have to do it weekly, you know. There's two things to remember that Mary Kay always taught us. The job isn't finished until the paperwork is done. So you want to finish your week by submitting your points. Even if you don't think you'll ever be on the scoreboard, it doesn't matter. It's just for yourself and your own pride and accountability. And the second thing she said, a number tracked will always improve. So if you track those numbers, by the end of 7 weeks, you'll be amazed at how it has, how everything in your business can change. So, thank you for being on. Debbie, are you going to finish then?
Yes, I just want to give a little encouragement. If you hear any of the top sales directors or national sales directors speaking, one of the things that I've learned over the years is to take God as your business partner. And some of you may be feeling a little timid or not sure or whatever. And I want you to lean on God and the Holy Spirit. And I'd like to end with a scripture from Isaiah chapter 43. Stop dwelling on the past. Don't even remember those former things. I am doing something brand new, something unheard of. Even now, it sprouts and grows and matures. Don't you perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and open up flowing streams in the desert. Have a great week, ladies.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have
Thanks
a
for
great
being
week,
on.
ladies.
Have a great week.
Good night.